I finally got a hold of the Line 6 Pod Express, and we're going to give it a going over today, right here on GearGasms. Hi everybody, welcome to GearGasms. I'm your host, Alan Barnes. Today, yes, from one of my favorite companies in the musical instrument space, believe it or not, I'll say it proudly, Line 6, the Pod Express. How did I get this? I'm going to tell you in just a second. But first, if you're new to the channel, I'd like to ask you to like and subscribe. This channel is kind of like being a New York City bail bondsman. At this point, it's completely worthless. Celebrate mediocrity. So in comes a new friend of the channel, GearGasms, right here, zZounds. zZounds, it's not zZounds, but don't disrespect that little Z in the front. He's the boss. So I'm super stoked to announce this new relationship with zZounds, and they're going to be supplying some of the gear that I'm going to be allowed to share with you here on the channel. Let's talk about specs while we ooh and ah over some glorious B-roll. The Pod Express has 7 different amp voicings around the dial. All major adjustments and anything you could possibly think of to do is doable by the knobs on the front of the unit, although it does have an amp you can use. It has a built-in tuner and tap tempo. You can use the Pod Express in manual mode, or you can use preset mode. There are 3 different banks of 7 preset slots for a total of 21 preset slots that you can save yourself. Distortion, modulation, delay, and reverb are the effects that are on tap. It also has a looper. On the side of the unit, it has an old school Walkman style volume control and headphone jack. I love that. Looking at the top of the unit, of course, you have your guitar in, you have your out left mono, or you can run this baby in stereo. You got an input for an external foot switch. DC power input, USB output to the PC only. You cannot power it via USB. There's a battery door. 3 AA batteries, and you can make this thing fully cordless. So now that we've gone over all the switches, all the knobs, and all the holes, let's hear how this thing sounds. All right, the first thing you're going to want to do with this guy is check your tuning. Now, I'm pretty confident in the tuning of this. This is my Charvel San Dimas Pro Mod. Press and hold the tap button. Oh, looky. I was a little out of tune. First sound is clean. It's based on the Princeton Reverb. With the humbucker. So that was the Fender Princeton Reverb. The next one is Line 6 Litigator. They're calling it special. Let's see if it's special. Single. Oh, that's where that needs to be. I see. So let's just say we want some spring. I don't want spring on this one. I think Hall might be better. See how it shows you're getting to the max of spring? We keep turning the knob and oh, it went down again. That means we're in Hall. I didn't even look. You expect that, I know you do. Nice. But Litigator, it's nice. What's it based on? I got no idea. Litigator's a lawyer, so is it like a Dumble? Only lawyers can afford it. What's next? Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha chime. That's a matchless, which is kind of a copy of a Vox, a better Vox. Kind of the same way a Friedman is a better Marshall. Yeah, I said that. Oh, I just love the way that them strings come through. I just love the way them strings come through. That's what I just said. Oh, single coil's the money for that too, isn't it? As soon as I did that, it was like, oh, now I like it. I did it because I wasn't liking it. That's why I was disrespecting it with some Bon Jovi. Did y'all pick up on that? This here is the Ben Adrian Cartographer Dynamic. That's what it's based on. Crunch. Yeah, this is a Friedman Brown. Oh, that was awful, wasn't it? I like that sound. Let's get heavy. Line 6 Oblivion. Oh, that's a wicked lead tone too. It's wicked awesome. Let's hear it, 5150. Because that's what Eddie would play, I'm sure. If Eddie were here today. So that's the 7 amps on the Pod Express. Next segment, we're twisting knobs. All right, for the knob twiddling segment, we are back on the clean. And we're just gonna go through the distortions. The first one, the boost is a clon. Sort of a middle split position. Sounds very nice. I like it. Next, we're going into the Tube Screamer. You hear that? That's Tube Screamer. That's what we all love and hate about like laying a Tube Screamer or gain over top of a clean amp. You get both of them. So we'll give you the max of that. Single coil bridge, pick up. Let's get some distortion. Let's just go max. The Boss DS1. That's a double coil nut. Single coil. Fuzz me, baby. We want all the fuzz. That's all I can play that. Not because of copyright, but because that's all I know how to play that. Foxy. Anyway, that's fuzz. And we're just gonna jump right into mods. First thing we got, it's a chorus. And we want all of it. And I'm finding, and never having touched these knobs before and interacting with this Ring of Fire, it's pretty intuitive. We're into flange land. Wouldn't flanger be a lot more fun if we dimed up something hellish. Did you know that does it 5 times at the end of the song? Doesn't that freak you out? It does me. Next, we're gonna get into some phaser. Oh, that comes in a lot. You can get just a little bit of that Eddie phaser in there, but you got it. Still, to me, has a lot. And as soon as you hit that knob, now you're in Vietnam. So all right, so what do we got? Tremolo. So if we have a little tremolo, now this is something you could probably set with a tap tempo. I'm not gonna do that because it'll jack my shot up. So just coming up on the knob just turns the intensity up. Now, you got a basic tone here and you're like, all right, forget about them effects. I'm not happy with the EQ. You could just come over here and hold the Alt, and it's not as hard as you'd think. Let's just say this comes in with a little more gain than you want. See how the Ring of Fire is changing? So you can visually do it. So again, well, that's too much distortion, right? And you turn, see the Ring of Fire, that last little bit, it's just like barely glowing, like E.T.'s heart light at the end, spoiler alert. Come over here to crunch. And we'll add some treble. Back to clean. Let's hear these reverbs real quick. Everything else off. That spring. Let's hear some Hall. You can change how much Hall you get. There's plate. And then we get over to space. Is that what it says? Space? It sure as hell does. Space. This is space reverb. What's the first delay we got? It's just analog. Now, delay people, this is where you might get a little bit frustrated because you can't control the number of repeats. Not from the knob, you can just change the relative volume. You can change the delay time and the volume, but not the feedback. Now, it definitely did have that analog stink though. So now let's hit that digital. So let's go straight into tape. That's tape. You hear how it kind of just fritzes out at the end? Ping pong. So you really want to hear that, do you? Can we hear that, Alan, please? So we've gone through all of the effects. One thing I didn't go, if you go all the way to the max, you can loop if you wanna. You don't want me to. You don't need to see that. So now we've heard all the effects. I'll dial in some, what I think are some cool tones with different blends of different things just from the manual mode. For this trip around the presets, I have selected the Everything guitar. It can do split coil, single, humbuckies. I didn't get deep enough into the manual to see if there's maybe an appendix that lists the names of them, but who cares, right? We're gonna use our ears. There's 21 of them bad boys. So this first one's obviously a clean one. Not too exciting. They're stepping up the gain a little bit. It comes with a little bit of echo. That's single coil neck. Preset 3. Okay, feels like we're in the Dumble zone. Highway to that Dumble zone. Now. So preset 4 is even heavier still. Pretty dry. Ain't nothing on, just a good rhythm tone. Do you want to hear it in single coil? Number 5, what do we got? Oh, so number 5, that's a winner. Number 6. That's a killer rhythm tone, my friend. Now let's go to 7. I'm getting them hair metal vibes. I'm betting that's Friedman. It's kind of nice for lead too. Preset number 8. We're into the second bank, the yellow bank. It took us down to wimpy again, so maybe that's how it's gonna go. But it's a different shade of wimpy. That's kind of nice. Next. Just another clean, but it's nice. This is number 10. I get no chubs from that. Next. They're just keeping it clean, ain't they? All right. Not my cup of tea. Whoops, almost skipped one. Doesn't really get me there. Damn, man. This bank is disappointing. I will say this bank feels, for lack of a better term, more rootsy, organic, more Mumford & Sons. Oh, I went minor on y'all. I don't know. That bank didn't get me there. We're on to the next bank. Play. We're in that purple mode. Now, purple's my favorite color. Let's hope that that means good things. We knew this was going to be clean. I don't know. Wimpy. Jesus, man. All right, we're on the second one. Let's give us a little bit more of a gig. I don't know. I don't like that either. The third purple ain't no good. You heard it here first, folks. So I'm just getting more of the same. This next one, even that doesn't sound good. I don't like that. I'm sorry, I just don't. It's the same thing. I think maybe they give you 7. How do I mean, I'm seeing the lights light up, but I don't hear nothing different. Hold on a second. I'm gonna check something real quick. So I figured out they ain't presets. They're not different presets past the first 7. So I just wasted all this time in film for nothing. Well, what did we learn today? We learned that Line 6 packed this little pod go with not only 7 amp models, but a whole slew of effects and a whole lot of fun. What we also learned, or at least what I learned and I didn't talk about in the video, is I think this is a very, very cool, fun thing to play with, as in a toy. It's a fun practice tool for using around the house, but I don't really feel like this is something that you would actually take out and gig with. And finally, a couple things that we didn't learn because I forgot to mention them is, number 1, this costs $179, which is about the same price as a good pedal. And number 2, there is an app that you can use either on your Android or your iOS, Mac or PC. There's no Bluetooth in there, you got to use a cable, but then you can fine tune some of the things that I didn't like about, like the number of repeats and the delay. Thanking once again my new friends at zZounds for providing the Line 6 and allowing me to share it with you all. And thank you all for the time that you spend with GearGasms. Don't forget, if you have some really embarrassing, moochy, Section 8 government cheese eating trailer park friends that you'd like to invite to subscribe to GearGasms, you know they're going to fit in here perfectly. Now, I got me a cool zZounds t-shirt. You know why? That's how I support the things that I love. If you love GearGasms and you want to support it, you could buy a GearGasms t-shirt. Links are in the description. Whatever you do in the next 7 days, don't tell George Lynch about him. Mr. Scary. Mr. Scary, at his age, I'm not sure that's the right nickname for him, or at least not in the way that he thinks. But play more guitar. Watch less of this. Keep coming back here week after week for more GearGasms.